Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Random Notes on Jiku Diaries YouTube channel. Today we are here in Rajkot, the scheduled fifth day of the third test match. But as we have seen often and especially in this series, this India versus England tests have ended in 4 days and India is sitting pretty, taking the lead 2-1 with their biggest ever win in terms of runs by 434 runs, defeating England and Ben Stokes' team by 434 runs yesterday in Rajkot. So as part of, as we have seen in the past, during the World Cup, we had some guests in our show. Today we have a special guest, none other than Mr. Sunandan Lele, a stalwart in Marathi journalism, YouTuber himself, one who has made a mark in social media and whose shows have won fans across the world, not just in Maharashtra, not just in India, but also overseas. And I have seen it myself that he has got fans and fan following, even in Dubai, when people have just seen his shows and discovered that he is in Dubai and have come all along to just meet him and have a chat with him. So without taking much time, I welcome Mr. Sunandan Lele. Thank you, Mr. Lele, for doing this. Welcome to my show, and it's my honor to have you in my show.
Don't say stalwart and what, just say my old friend. That's it.
Of course, you are. Of course, he is a stalwart in this field, and of course, we go a long way. We have known each other. Thank you so much for this, Mr.
Pleasure
Lele.
is all mine.
Yeah. So, first, where do we start? Do we start with your popular shows, or do we just start with the series?
You are at the striking end.
No,
so you decide.
I give that. Put the ball in your court. You're a master in this. So
we can start with what we saw at Rajkot.
Yeah. So your impressions. Did you expect? Nobody expected India to win in just 4 days, especially with the way England have been playing the series, isn't it?
We have covered cricket so much, Jiku, but and we always think that I know my cricket.
Yes.
And then cricket will bowl you a nice googly, and we are all clean bowled. On day one, we were in driving seat. On day two, they were supposed to be in the driving seat.
Right.
And day three morning, everything changed.
Yes.
And day four, Jaiswal and Sarfaraz dominated so much. But may I ask you something? On day three morning, when they lost their way,
Yes.
from that point onwards, their body language was totally different.
Yeah, they were, and credit goes to India, especially because they were one bowler short, and Ravichandran Ashwin had to go back to attend to his family emergency, and despite that, and we have seen that England in the series so far, they have been up one stage, but then India have bounced back very well, and we could see that in Visakhapatnam, not just the entire test, but also in phases where England have been up, but then Bumrah bowled beautifully in Visakhapatnam, and here it was a different case. It's okay, Bumrah gave a bowl in the morning of that particular day, but then the second half belonged to Siraj and Kuldeep Yadav post lunch on day 3. So who would have expected them to do that and bowl England out and then take the upper hand?
Very nice point, Jiku, because we have completed 3 test matches.
Yes.
And can you say that, okay, all 3 test matches where wickets were slightly spinner friendly, but they were not rank turners.
They were not, absolutely.
Like Chennai and Mumbai.
Yes.
What
you normally expect. Yeah, it was definitely not.
Yeah, because in one match, as you rightly said, Bumrah paved us away.
Oh, yes.
In this match, Siraj came up with 4 wickets in the first innings.
Oh, yes.
So, all 3 test matches, England in a way I would say were lucky that these are not rank turners. These are not turning tracks, and still, though we lost the first match, India dominated the next 2.
And there also the match that we lost, we ought to have won. Especially with 190 runs first innings lead, you would just have thought
Massive lead, yeah.
it was an innings victory total lead that India had. But then if you give life to Ollie Pope and he just goes on to make 196, you're on the back foot, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then one point I have noticed, Mr. Lele, in this series, the second test match, England could have won because they had 399 target and they had 194 overs to score in the 4th innings.
Yeah.
Here we had about 130 overs for India to bowl, and they had, of course, a massive target of 550 or something. Could England have batted differently than just going baseball way?
That's what I was trying to make a point, because the moment they lost their way on the third day morning, their body language changed.
Right.
Their face was looking different, and they inside their heart they knew that we have messed up with the things,
Right.
and they could have batted better. They could have applied themselves better. Still, modern day cricketers won't accept their facts.
True.
They will always say not really.
Yes.
Anything you ask, they will start with not really.
Yes.
All of us know that Joe Root is such a class batsman.
Oh yes.
Amassed more than 8,000 around runs. And
More than that,
scored,
yeah, easily, yeah.
scored almost 30 test hundreds.
Yes. Yes.
He never required all those shots. Reverse scoop, this and that, reverse sweep. इतना आराम से बैटिंग करते हुए भी he could amass those runs.
Easily, yeah, he did.
So he could have changed the approach, because these type of Indian wickets won't allow you to get that rhythm going.
True.
For a reverse scoop, you need to have a carry as well as the bounce.
Right.
If you don't have that, you are such a class batsman. You know that this is not that type of wicket. You could have applied better. And
True.
cricket is such a funny game that if you mess up with cricket, it will slap you hard.
Oh yes.
And that's what
definitely, yeah.
cricket has done with Joe Root.
True. And it was very surprising because it was not just the first time that he was playing that kind of a shot that you don't reverse hit somebody of the class of Jasprit Bumrah even on the slow Indian pitches. Okay, he may have succeeded with scoring those shots in the Ashes last year, and people talk about where were those who criticized him now. Where were they when he played those shots and got runs during the Ashes? But England conditions are different entirely to Indians,
Exactly.
isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. And Joe Root, even in the second test match, he came in the second inning,
Yes.
played one reverse sweep. Again a reverse sweep, ball popped up and went over Rohit's
Yes,
head.
yes.
Third ball he's trying to slog. So he is not in right frame of mind. Why don't you accept that I have committed this mistake? He was not in right frame of mind. But everything, not really.
True. But then that's not really the way Joe Root plays, because we have seen him play a typical classic test batting style. And he has got his runs in that format. So why would one change his batting approach? And I asked Ben Stokes about, after the Visakhapatnam win for India, they had 194 overs to bat. They could have won that. But then he says that is not the way they play, and this is not what they are used to, and this is they are used to playing the entertaining type of innings matches to entertain the crowd. So in the process, you go on to lose, isn't it? Where do you draw a line between drawing and winning and losing? You don't
Agreed,
lose a match, isn't it?
Yeah. You play to win the match. If
True.
you lose couple of matches, you're okay with that. That has been I would say, a line which they are propagating. But at the same time, you have to apply some logic, some common sense.
Yes.
And former English cricketers, be it Michael Vaughan or Michael Atherton, all of these things, you have to apply some common sense.
True.
If you don't apply that, you are not going to win each and every match.
Yeah.
And this defeat was such huge defeat.
Oh yes. No.
So, अब ये नहीं बोल सकते कि this happens in cricket.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen in cricket. 434 runs defeat doesn't happen in cricket.
True, yeah. And talking about England, the way they approach, but then England won the first test match, now 2-1, India are ahead. What do you think can happen the next two test matches? Because I remember England were down 0-2 in the Ashes, and Ben Stokes told at the presentation that he will consider the next three as a separate 3 test match series and will win 3-0. And he almost did walk the talk. They almost won the third test match and won the next 2 to level the series. So he's walking the talk, but can he do the same thing here?
अरे यार, they were playing in the home conditions यार. Yeah, different conditions, and they are, again I will put up this point, they are damn lucky because we know that Ranchi wicket is not a ranked turner.
Yes.
That is one of the flattest wicket. Even Rajkot used to be one
Yes.
of the flattest wicket. And even Dharamshala is not known to be a ranked turner.
Yeah, in fact, at
So-
Dharamshala, it helped Kuldeep Yadav in his first test. He played his debut. He got some 5 wickets there.
Yeah.
And it also got, being the up north, it has something for the fast bowlers,
Fast
isn't
bowlers.
it?
So in a way, all these 5 venues, English teams should call themselves as the lucky team. Because if they apply their common sense, if they apply their mind, they can really come up with better results. I won't say Indian team will lose from here. I won't say that because Indian team's new generation is damn hungry.
True, of
You are a
course.
Mumbaiker.
Oh yes.
And
No, I'm basically I'm not a Mumbaiker. I may be a converted Mumbaiker,
Yeah.
but my heart is still Tamil Nadu and down south.
Yes, of course. But now you are you are non-resident Tamil Nadu guy. You are a resident Mumbaiker. So I'm joking. But you
Yeah,
know
that's
these
true.
guys.
Oh,
You know
yes.
these guys like Jaiswal and Sarfaraz Khan, and now KL Rao will come back. Rohit has tested the blood, scored a brilliant 100. In the last 2 innings, Gill has showed his colors.
Yes.
So Indian team won't give away easily.
Not at all.
So
not at
English team has to come back really hard, but not hard in a typical English way, baseball and scoring those runs in quick fashion. Even I heard that Ben Duckett made some comments like we'll do this and we'll do that.
Yeah. But
Cricket is not that easy. मैं हमेशा एक चीज बोलता हूँ यार हमने इतना क्रिकेट देखा है बाहर से जितना ये easy लगता है it's not that easy.
definitely, yes. I totally agree with you. And of course, you were mentioning about the youth. We saw them in full flow yesterday at Rajkot,
my
Yashasvi Jaiswal and Sarfaraz Khan. One particular moment that captured me was when when Yashasvi Jaiswal took that single. It was as if Sarfaraz was also celebrating before when he was taking off from the non-strikers end to. It was as if he has got that double century. It is something that you
Beautiful
rarely see
picture.
and which you normally connect with the Australians when they do that, when somebody reaches a milestone. That
Very
is
nice
amazing.
point.
Yeah. And,
Beautiful picture. Yeah.
and of course, the way Jaiswal hit Anderson for those 3 consecutive sixes in that
You're saying
spell.
Jimmy Anderson.
James Anderson. Yeah. Oh, Jim.
Jimmy Anderson is actually, that was amazing.
Oh,
and
yes.
that actually demoralized English team
yeah.
to the greater extent.
And even the previous day when he was, Jaiswal was going to score that 104 before retiring, 1 or 2 shots that he played off Anderson and Markwood, the expression that they said, oh no, not again kind of thing. Like you said, no, they were down. They had probably lost the test match then and there.
Jiku, that is the difference between other cricketers and Yashasvi Jaiswal. Zubin Baricha, who is a mentor and who works with Rajasthan Royals and who has seen Yashasvi Jaiswal from close quarters, especially when they are practicing near Nagpur. And his particular comment really touched my heart. He said, Yashasvi Jaiswal batting style may be close to Vinod Kamli, but his work ethics are like Sachin Tendulkar.
Oh,
That is a big statement.
Oh yes, so when you mix Kambli's style and Sachin's work ethics,
Oh my God.
you cannot go wrong.
Yeah.
And of course, the attention will be more on Jaiswal and Sarfaraz Khan from now on, and it depends on how they have done so far so good in Indian conditions, but how they do when the team tours Australia this year and next year they go to England, how they perform there. Then if they do very well, then they have taken their game a notch higher, isn't it? So
Jiku, you were also trying to make a point about whether English team will come back stronger in the next 2 test matches. Let me ask you one question which I asked Ben Stokes yesterday, that okay, Jimmy Anderson, Mark Wood are class bowlers, they are experienced guys, they can bowl long spells, but for Hartley, for Rehan Ahmed, it's not easy to bowl 20-25 overs when Jaiswal and Sarfaraz Khan, Rohit Sharma and Gill are batting. It's not easy.
It is not easy.
Because especially when we saw Hartley bowling on day 4 morning, he was looking tired. And that's what happened even during the 2020 Australia series. Australia played with 4 bowlers.
Yes.
And Cheteshwar Pujara played just 928 balls. Not much. Not much. And they were tired. When they reached Gabba, they were tired. And that is going to happen even with the English bowlers because they can't leave out Hartley.
Yes.
They cannot leave out Rehan Ahmed. But they may include Bashir, but they cannot leave these 2 guys and they are looking tired.
And you're talking about the bowlers getting tired and getting hit. And these are the inexperienced England bowlers. And imagine this on similar conditions, we have had the experienced spinners getting the treatment in India. So this was not surprising. And I thought Yashasvi Jaiswal and some of the other Indians treated the English spinners the way they had to be treated, and I thought the Indian batsmen gave those spinners more respect than they deserved in the first 2 Test matches.
I agree.
And giving Tom Hartley his 7 in the on his debut was something too much to.
Was it a coup? I'm not sure about that. English team will continue with Hartley, but jokes apart, Hartley is a class act. He is coming good even with the bat, and he's bowling well. But at the same time, it takes heavy toll.
Oh yes, it does.
Because bowling long spells, and when these batters are in full swing, like Jaiswal and Sarfaraz Khan, the way he was maneuvering each and every ball.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, now let's move aside from this current Test series and talk more about Sunandan Lele and his experience. Tell me more about how did you start and how did the concept of going digital bring out? Because you are somebody who is a trendsetter, and now every other journalist tries to follow you, what you're doing.
Like you, I was also a hardcore journalist who was working for print. I was working for Sakal newspaper even. Now I am working for Sakal newspaper. In 2009, a strange thing happened. Indian team was supposed to tour New Zealand, and I had helped out one of my friend who was in need.
Right.
I had helped out with some 50,000 rupees for some genuine cause. Somehow that guy couldn't repay my loan in 2 years. And I had, in my mind, I had written that loan off. Okay, that guy is good, he's not a snobbish kind of a guy, but मैंने सोचा था ये गया पैसा. Suddenly, ऊपर वाले ने उसको भेजा. He came to me and said, Sunandan, I'm so sorry, 2 years I didn't show up, but this is, I want to pay back. उसने मेरा पैसा वापस दे दिया. तो in my balance sheet, mental balance sheet, I had written off that money, so that money wasn't in my account mentally. So I asked my wife कि यार क्या करूँ इसका? So she said, you are a journalist, invest in one of the equipment. So I said, चलो एक काम करते हैं, I will buy a handicap.
Oh wow.
New Zealand even is a beautiful place.
Oh yes.
So I bought that camera, and from there on, my DIY started. Do it yourself.
Oh yes.
I'm a one-man army.
True.
I have my tripod. I have my camera. I have my this Bluetooth mic, and I started shooting. उससे एक बात हो गई कि जो कैमरे से प्यार होना चाहिए.
True.
That thing easily happened. And New Zealand is such a beautiful place कि उधर जाके to shoot a picture or to shoot a clip is a heartening experience.
Yeah.
So that way I started. It was 2009. तब ये social media वगैरह हम लोग इतना नहीं करते थे. But I opened my YouTube account. I opened my Facebook account. I started.
Right.
So journey started from New Zealand, and I think I have covered a bit of distance too.
Not just a bit. You have covered a vast distance for others to not even think of catching up with you. What have been the best experience traveling the world over? You have covered cricket in all the countries where cricket is being played, at least at the highest level. What has been the best experience? You spoke about New Zealand, and of course it's a beautiful country, not just cricketing wise, but also nature and everything. But anything that stands out for you?
Cricket again, God has been kind to me. Let me be very honest and accept that cricketing God has been kind to me.
Cricketing God and also cricketing God Sachin Tendulkar is very dear to Sachin as he is dear to Mr. Lele.
जी को क्रिकेट हमें हर जगह लेके जाता है. And each and every country is totally different, culture-wise, language-wise, people-wise. So it was nice. So sharing those experiences, sharing those beautiful moments, whether it is scenery, whether it is a rains or forest or anything. So that was my passion. I love to share my experience. I love to share my happiness with them.
Right.
So in a way, it came naturally to me. And I'm telling you, there are many experiences, like going to Sir Vivian Richards' house and having a coconut water, which had already West Indian rum in it.
and was that coconut from his own tree in the backyard?
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
Beautiful. So and then meeting Nelson Mandela
Oh, wow,
in
that is-
2003 during the 2003 World Cup.
Cup,
It happened suddenly, and we were standing in the Santon Square, and suddenly one of the door opened, and Nelson Mandela came with just 2 guards.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't resist myself. I just stepped up and greeted him with utmost respect. And he asked me, "Oh my God, why you are here for?" I said, "I'm here for cricket." "Oh, where are you from?" I said, "India." "Oh, land of Mahatma. You should be proud of your country."
Oh, wow.
So he was remembering
Right, yeah.
Gandhiji. So those moments are with me. Of course, some of the great and some of the worst cricketing moments are also with me. Like
Okay.
2007 was different.
Right.
We lost miserably in
That's, yeah.
2007 World Cup, 50 over World Cup. That was the darkest part of my journalistic career.
Okay.
And same year, this happened in early part of 2007, and 2007 cricket showed its colors, and we
yeah.
won the first T20 World Cup. So all those things are pretty
up,
special for me.
So you were just mentioning about Nelson Mandela and India, South Africa has begun to play for the Mandela Gandhi trophy, isn't it? The Freedom series. So I always remember one point that you have told me some time ago, but that we are all in a privileged position where we get to get close to the players, we get to know them, we get to travel around and see cricket. And there are so many thousands and millions of them who would love to be in our position, but they don't. And you said that you, through your videos, bring them to the spot where you are from.
Yeah.
So that is something which I'll never forget.
Arey Bapre, I'm telling you, guys who think that cricket is just a sport are,
Right.
I won't utter that word, but they are mad. Cricket is much more than sport. It's a religion, what they call it as, not from the passion point of view, which I would put it in this way. Cricket is a massive connector.
True.
So I happily call myself as a C plus blood group.
Oh, yes.
Cricket plus. So you're also from that. I know that. Because we see cricket from a positive angle. Always. And it's a massive connect. Whether you go to America, whether you go to Sweden, whether you're going to Germany, I'm telling you, these are not cricketing countries. But still you will find cricket fanatics over there. The guys, the girls who passionately follow cricket. And that's why I'm telling you, cricket is a massive connector wherever I go in the world. My fans, I would say not my fans, cricket fans,
yeah.
will treat me, oh my God, how can I explain that? And I'm so obliged.
We have seen fans go gaga when they just see the sight of Rohit Sharma passing by or Virat Kohli passing by. Yesterday, even after the press conference, there was this cute little girl with a hat wanting to take Ben Stokes' autograph after the press conference. So these kind of moments, when we see them, okay, we can understand how they feel. But how do you feel when you have such a large fan following and they come all the way to meet you where you are? Which I've seen myself in first hand in Dubai, among other places.
नहीं, इसका कारण एक ही है यार, जो which a point you made was such a beautiful point कि लोग सोचते कि इससे super profession ही नहीं है. And in a way, I say that getting paid for watching cricket, you cannot ask more from the God.
Very true, very true.
So they aspire to have a look at, say, Sachin Tendulkar, Rohit Sharma, or Virat Kohli, and we get to interact with them.
True, yeah.
And some of the guys, you may try to make friends with them. So this is the blessings of cricketing gods. So इसके कारण जो लोग हमारी तरफ देखते हैं ना, I won't use that word envy from the negative point of view. But लोग सोचते हैं यार मैं सब छोड़ने के लिए तैयार हूँ, let's swap our jobs.
True. Yeah, that's true. And Mr. Lele is not just telling the stories of cricketers through his various platforms, and also which includes the print platform, but he also has interviewed people on various for various causes. Like he said the other day, there was a cause where he was interviewing Sachin Tendulkar for a group of people in Pune a long time ago. And these are things that he does outside journalism field, which still relates to cricket, isn't it?
Yeah, social work is so necessary because in a way we are in a privileged position as a cricket journalist. We get to meet these cricketing gods. तो मैंने actually I use them is the wrong word, but in a way I have made my efforts right so that I can use Tendulkars and Dhonis
Right,
and Virat
right,
Kohlis
right.
and Rohit Sharma for right cause.
The right cause,
और इसमें कई बार ये होता है कि जो impossible चीजें लगती है ना वो ऐसे हो जाती है. I'll narrate you a small story.
Sure.
I don't remember that particular year, but there were massive floods in Chennai.
Okay.
And one of the NGOs, local NGOs, Madhavasu,
Right. Okay.
they called me. Somehow they got my number. They called me ki how we can help the guys who are in need because they desperately needed blankets.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I was thinking of what I can do. So blankets, the total need was 25,000 blankets.
Okay.
So the best thing, I never pick up a phone and call these cricketers.
Right.
I just message them.
Okay.
So I just picked up my phone and messaged many cricketers, those guys who I know personally,
Right,
be it
right.
Tendulkar or Harsha Bhogle or Dhoni and
Right.
Ashwin and all of them.
Right.
Even Gaurav Kapoor, Vikram Sathe,
Okay,
all my friends.
Right.
दो चीज़ें मैं बोलना चाहूँगा. I message Dhoni's manager because Dhoni doesn't see a
Of course.
phone.
Yeah.
But Dhoni called from that manager's number. बोला
Okay.
सर क्या बात है? बोला यार ये हुआ है. Chennai needs blankets. मैं बोला what do you expect from me? मैं बोला all of us will contribute. Even I had contributed a lakh of rupees.
Okay. Okay.
So I put my
So nice.
foot forward first. तो I said कि सब लोग एक एक का मैं दे बोल रहा हूँ. Being a CSK guy,
Yes.
I expect 2 lakhs. So
Okay.
बोला सर I'm not sure whether I will be able to make 2 lakhs, but I will do something. Within 5 minutes he had transferred 5 lakh rupees.
Oh wow.
बोला
Excellent.
2 नहीं होंगे. बोला 5. Sachin Tendulkar contributed. And
Right.
Rohit Sharma, the best thing about Rohit Sharma was Rohit Sharma called me on the day of his marriage.
Oh, wow.
In the morning he said,
Okay.
sir, I'm so sorry you had requested me. I wanted to contribute. I'm so sorry I forgot because I'm getting married now. And again within 5 minutes he transferred his money.
Oh wow.
Uh,
Amazing.
Irfan Pathan, Yusuf Pathan, Harsha Bhogle, Ashwin, all of them contributed and touch wood. Thanks to again cricketing gods.
Sure. Yeah.
We could do the needful. तो ये चीजें जब होती है ना,
True.
तो ऐसा लगता है कि we are doing something right.
True. Yeah, and the way he was saying about how helpful these cricketers were, they are somebody who's beyond what you see on the cricket field. No, they also have a human heart. They are also human, of course, basic
Yeah,
human
I
beings, and
know.
they want to help. After all, they are humans first, and then what they are next, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. एक ही चीजें होती है कि इन लोगों को कई बार ऐसा होता है कि they were taken for ride. So they will recheck twice.
True. Yeah.
They will once they know that I can trust this guy.
True. Yeah.
Then they will come out and happily help out.
And then as long as there are genuine people like Mr. Lele, they don't have to think twice. So now you're talking about MS Dhoni and your relationship with him. Will you be? Have you told him that you are going to Ranchi for the fourth Test match and fixed any dinner date with him?
होगा, मिलना होगा.
That's good.
Because again, no point in calling him up, no
Of
point
course,
in
yes,
messaging
yeah.
him. But I have messaged to the right guys, and the reply is 100% we are meeting.
One thing about Dhoni and me is of course, we go a long way. I covered his Ranji Trophy match on the first season of this Plate and the Super League. That was way back in 2003-04 or something in Ranchi. That was my first visit to Ranchi, and it was not Jharkhand, but Bihar was still the team then. So he scored a brilliant 90-odd runs in the second innings, though Karnataka won the match. And the next I saw him, of course, this is something which is nice to say. Next time when I saw him he was part of the India A team, and he was in NCA. I was in Bangalore those days working for Deccan Herald. So daily routine would be to go to NCA during the tea break between 5 and 6. Just go take a round of KCA, NCA. And this team was there, and suddenly Dhoni came to me and said, I'm MS Dhoni. The moment I looked at him, it struck me that I had seen him somewhere, but I couldn't recall the name. But then when he came and said, yeah, I'm MS Dhoni, then I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Of course, I remember you meeting him in Ranchi and all that. And then after that, whenever he sees me, it's no, just that we have to get the eye contact.
that
And once he sees, he stops, says hi, how are you, and all that.
That way is such a nice human
Very
being.
nice man, yeah.
Because first time I saw MS Dhoni was at Wankhede. उसके रूफ को क्रॉस करके उसने गरवारे क्लब हाउस के यहाँ पीछे
right,
सिक्सर
right.
मारी थी.
Yes. Oh.
तो मैंने सोचा यार ये अलग आदमी है.
True.
तो आफ्टर द मैच नीचे गया एंड आई सेड कि हाय मिस्टर धोनी, सुनंदन लेले. सर कैसे हो? बोला you are also in hurry. I have to go and write my report. So जल्दी हम नीले कपड़े में मिलेंगे. So he said कि सर समझा नहीं नीले कपड़े में, समझ जाएगा. And to cut the story short, 2004 it was India was touring Bangladesh. It was Chitgaon.
Right.
And I was covering practice of Indian team, and suddenly there was a pat on my back, and Dhoni was standing.
Oh wow.
And he didn't utter a word. He was just standing like this and doing this. बोला yes Mr. Dhoni क्या? तो वो बोला
नीला
क्या?
कपड़ा.
बोला सर नीला कपड़ा.
Wonderful,
And then we hugged
yeah,
each other.
true.
तो 2004 it was end of 2004.
Right.
And उधर से लेकर ज़्यादा
yeah.
नहीं, अब 20 साल थोड़ा सा पहचान
of
है.
course, yeah,
I know
it's,
him
yeah.
a bit.
So there are so many stories that we can just keep on talking relating to his relationship with players, but then let's keep it for another day. Yeah, do you want to say some more?
No, it was such a pleasure, yaar. Such a
Always,
pleasure. We keep on bumping into each other. We have traveled together. We have shared rooms, and we have shared breakfast and lunch
course,
and
yes,
dinners.
yeah.
And of course, we have witnessed some great cricket.
Oh, yes.
So it was such a pleasure, Jiku. Always,
it was
always there
my
for you.
privilege to have you on this, Mr. Lele. Thank you so much, and
pleasure.
we'll hope to do again.
Why not?
Again and again and again.
Arre
And
bhai,
again and
we are
again.
covering test matches, so this is the first inning.
Oh yes.
So second inning will come someday or the other.
Yeah. and the next game, and the next, and the next.
Yeah.
Thank you. On that note, take care and stay safe. Bye. Thank you, Mr. Lele. Bye bye.